Hello there and welcome to today's DIY-solation video. Now, many of you said to me, you may be very good at waggling your paintbrush around and branching a screwdriver and making rubbish jokes, but can you actually do any DIY? So today, we're going to go back to the original premise of these videos. You may remember how to make a plasterer's hawk out of all that rubbish in your garage. Well, today's episode is all about how to recycle, reuse, upcycle and all that other stuff. So we've got two old benches, garden benches, which are all scratched by the cat and rotting. What we're going to do is we're going to upcycle those into a useful piece of furniture. This is what we do. So today I will mainly be upcycling. There we go. Two benches and a table, already dismantled, ready for upcycling. So now what we have to do is break all these into bits. So we've got a very detailed and complex plan to work to, as you can see from these drawings. Some of which are obviously clearly rotten, and we'll need to throw them away. So now it's all broken up into the stuff that I need and want, including this pile, which is what I'll mainly be using. So now we've almost got a proper plan with measurements and everything. Right, now we've got to cut all these to the right length. Now I'm going to carefully measure this. I'm going to take off the end now to make it nice and straight. Ready? Stand out for that noise. Right, what we're going to do now is we're going to take a bit of that top surface off with a sander. Now we're using an old piece here, one of those ones I just cut, not one of those main pieces, because I don't want to ruin those, so I'm practicing an old piece first. Always good. More practice prevents that stuff that you to read about in motivational management books. So anyway, here we go. This is what it's going to look like. So what you want to do is get your assistant to do this for you, because it's menial work. Here we go. Yeah, we'll just give that a bit of a brush. Get rid of that top dust. Look at those. Look at all that lovely green and that driftwood look that we're going for. Isn't that perfect? Right, so we've actually got the actual piece we want to use now. Now, as the more observant of you will realise, we're using an old barbecue as a workbench, because this video is all about upcycling when we can. So I'm going to trim off the very end of these where they're all split, so the whole shelf doesn't split later. I've got plenty of wood to do that. As part of our upcycling, any old stuff that's in the garage, you can see here we got a number of tins of varnish. So we didn't know which one would be the right finished colour. So what we've done is we put a little test patch of 3 of those different varnishes on this piece of wood. Now this piece of wood, you may remember, was the one we practiced on with a sander, so we can use it for practicing again. Isn't that clever? Now I don't know which one of those you prefer, I know which one I prefer, but oh, for the life of me I can't remember which of those varnishes was which was a bit stupid. So look, little tip for you, right on the bottom. And also, the more insouciant of you would have noticed that I'm using my builder's mug. Now what you want to do is obviously top and bottom are square. They're not sitting on the ground or against that wall properly. So we need to trim those. Could leave it like this. Some of the ones in the home catalogue, but they're all cheap. They look like this, so I want to do mine properly. So what I'm doing is I've used one as the master, and I am clamping that to the other one so I can get the exact angles. So what I've got to do now is cut these shelves in at a slight angle into the uprights, so of course when the actual shelves are in situ they're all flat and level. Now I wouldn't remember how to do that, so what I did last night when I was practicing, I put a little remember note on my piece of wood. And before long you've got a lovely pile of shelves all sanded and prepared, just like that, ready to assemble. And now they've all been cut to size, sanded down and prepared, and then varnished with that bit of yacht varnish we had found in a tin on the shelf amongst the famous paint shelf. Right, all we have to do now is put it all together. And there it is, all assembled, just all drying off in the clamps, and then we'll have a look at that tomorrow. There we go. One distressed driftwood ladder. For ornamental purposes only, not climbing on. Now the more subservient of you will have noticed I've varnished those little veneer strips we put in yesterday, and you would have also seen me pre-drilling some holes and putting some screws in to give this kind of effect on the shells. And now look at that lovely finish on there. That is distressed driftwood, if ever I've seen any. Beautiful. So now all we got to go and do is put it in situ. There we go, in situ. We've gone from this to this. There we go, a proper serious DIY-solation video today. How to upcycle using those old bits in the garage, those old bits in the garden to create a lovely piece of modern bathroom furniture with that lovely distressed driftwood look. I hope you enjoyed it, I hope you learned something. And remember, like, share and subscribe. But that button just about there. See you tomorrow. Stay home, stay safe.